Insanity, insanity, whatever happened to humanity? Ooh.
We are going to be reviewing one of my best animes of my youth, okay? I've been wanting to review this anime since forever, and I finally got a chance to, and this is Angel Beats, ladies and gentlemen. Angel Beats. It was also a big recommendation too for, to a few of my fans of my channel. And now y'all getting what y'all want, and I appreciate the patience. Angel Beats is a 13th episode anime series that has been produced by PA Works and Zentai Filmworks, and it's been directed by Saiji Kishi. I almost forgot about that name. We're back alive, baby. Back on review mode. Teenagers trapped in the Afterlife High School who form a rebel group called the Afterlife Battlefront to fight against an angel with supernatural powers and to find answers of what's going on in Limbo. I remember watching this anime 10 years ago. Was it 13 or 12 years ago? But anyway, it was a long time ago. I bought this anime at an electronics store, and my brother and I watched this together, and we were just completely mind blown of just so much that this anime had to offer, and it did well with every delivery, with the story, with the pacing, the characters, the cinematography, and just how everything came across of us fully being won over by this project, to the point where even if it ended with a controversial opinion that a lot of people were saying about this anime, some people even gave this anime low scores because of this, I didn't mind it at all. I thought the anime started strong and it ended strong emotionally, and by me watching it again as an adult, I'm gonna have to double down on my guns and say that I love it even more, and I have to recommend it to anybody that is on my channel that is fans and love anime and didn't come across Angel Beats. You need to check this anime out. It is, look, watch this anime, okay? This anime will blow you away. As much as I have recommended animes and other projects, this is something that I have to sincerely tell y'all guys to check out. If y'all don't, y'all doing yourself a disservice. In fact, if y'all pass away, no pun intended about this anime, but if y'all pass away, even God will tell you, you might not even make it up here because you have missed out on a blessing. The anime picks up pretty quickly, and it has to because it's only 13 episodes. And the anime starts off with Yuzuru Otonashi, the main character of the whole project. And what I like about this project is the fact that even though it starts with him literally witnessing that he is dead and he is having a hard time believing it, I like the fact that it made us believe his reaction. Yuzuru Otonashi is a character that we need. We need a curious character that is trying to satisfy our curiosity so everything can make sense. And I was literally nervous about him the first time I came across him, because I was like asking myself, okay, is he going to do a lot of stupid shit so we can know what's going on? Because there are projects that let us be held by the hand of how the plot thickens so it can make sense. But no, it made us understand where he's coming from, because it makes us realize what would happen if we was in a situation. Think about this. If you were dead and you was thinking that heaven and hell exist, but you end up here, how are you going to react to it when you see a lot of things happening? It's going to be hard for you to, first of all, you believing that you're dead is going to be hard for you to believe already, especially if you don't even remember how you died. So that was Otonashi's character. By him hearing that he's dead, and then hearing that this girl, Angel, is dangerous, he really walks up to her and he tells her, like, hey, look, someone's shooting at you, someone's saying that you're dangerous, but you look dangerous to me. And she says, like, yeah, they are shooting at me, yeah, they are. And then she seems pretty calm in a way. So then that's when he's like, well, I don't want to hear nothing about this shit. And then they'll say that I'm dead. Like, how am I dead? Like, prove it to me. And she stabs him. She 3x3 eyes this guy. And he didn't get killed because he's already dead. But that's what I like about this project as well, because Even though you can't die, you can really get fucked up on this project. And we witnessed that a lot with these characters when it comes to them doing these missions. As we come across Yuzuru after he witnesses he's dead and he come across other characters in the project, I begin to know more about his character and I begin to like him more as the project continues. Yuzuru Utanashi, we need characters like him. I like Yuzuru. He went through that little phase just for us, the fans of the project, just to understand how things are going to be. But other than that, Yuzuru, he has a lot of common sense. He is a very down-to-earth character. He speaks his mind, and above all, he is a very charming guy. I like Yuzuru, and he tries to make sense of a lot of things too. There's a lot of distances with a lot of people on this project, and there's a lot of things that does not have no answers to, and Yuzuru answers a lot of people's concerns and their curiosities, and above all, their distances towards a lot of characters by him opening himself up towards everybody else, and it causes them to do the exact same. Which leads to the bond of a lot of characters in this project. When we are witnessing Yuzuru's attitude and just how things are in Limbo in this place, the battlefield is what they call it. I call it Limbo. Because Limbo is literally the same as what happens if you die. You're not in heaven, you're not in hell, but you're just in this lead space of just this environment, testing out your own soul free will of where you should go in the afterlife. And I understand by this series being based on a high school in the battlefield because these are teenagers, these are premature, adults that is not even like old enough to even witness the adult afterlife of Limbo. But when Yuzuru realized this, and when he comes across other characters, this is when we begin to know and feel more attachment to other side characters that is introduced to the project as well. Like Yuri Nakamura, she's actually one of the main characters of this project, but she is also the main leader of this whole entire group that is trying to take Angel down and trying to seek answers just so she can see what is really going on in Limbo. She understands what's going on in Limbo, but she is trying to see how things are and trying to find answers by just sabotaging everything and just being a plot thinker. I like Yuri. Yuri, she is a very strong character. She came across Yuzuru when he woke up, after he died. And what I like about her too is the fact that even though she's a leader, she's trying to lead everybody and try to make these plots and plans and stuff. We know more about her character when a lot of people begin to try to make her open up towards certain activities being in play. And what I mean by that is that when it comes to people being in charge of an organization, all we know is just how bossy they are and just how they're going to be when the odds are stacked against them. We get that with Yuri's character, but at the same time, I like how much she doesn't really take much to get us to understand her character. I thought it was going to take until episode 9 and 10 for her to really make us feel like, okay, she's finally opening up. But after she was talking to Yuzuru for episode 3 or 4, then that's when we was beginning to know deep about her character. And I was like, okay, this actually explains why she wants to be in charge. This actually explains why she is trying to get out of Limbo and trying to take down Angel. And this actually explains her deep hatred towards God as well. Now, this is an anime that is filled with certain characters that wants to meet God, is curious if God exists, and there are some characters that may have a certain hatred towards God too because how they was before they died and how they lived their life. And Yuri Nakamura is one of these characters. And this is what makes her character arc so strong, because even though she feels this way, they show a backstory of when she was alive and how she was raised and just what happened to her. And it makes us, the audience, realize damn, even though we may not agree with your standards, we do understand how you feel this way. And this doesn't make her a bad guy. This just makes her more realistic. It doesn't even feel like she's a fictional character. And this is actually what makes her even more stronger as the main of this whole group trying to take down Angel, because even though she has this deep hatred, she doesn't express it towards her own group so they can feel the same way. Each of them have their own little agendas of why they want to do it, and that's enough for her to lead the whole entire group so they can do it in a more respectful and in a more mature manner. but that doesn't mean that they're going to exceed. That doesn't mean that that they would do these plots correctly. And what I like about this project too is that when they go through these obstacles, when these people go through these plans by trying to sneak towards the whole base and try to gather information, or just try to get guns from underground, or just trying to find a way to just seek Angel's weakness, or just trying to sneak up on her and trying to figure out where is she going after school is out, and seeing where her base is so they can find God and try to take him down. Their plans it's pretty risky, and this calls for a lot of the characters to go through a lot of crazy shit. There was a lot of episodes where they do a lot of crazy stuff, and they get into a lot of bad like circumstances. There was times where there was a lot of traps, a lot of like it was crazy. And that's actually one of my favorite episodes, when it was like going underground. They all like was trying to like take down Angel, and they all just kept getting killed one by one by one. That was like one of my favorite episodes, which leads to the humor. This anime is very funny. This anime is funny as fuck. I could not stop laughing when it was supposed to be funny. This anime knows how to deliver certain scenes when it comes to the elements of how you're supposed to feel about this project, which leads to other side characters too. I don't want to mention all of them, but just the few characters that really stood out to me that is really my favorite, actually. Like Hideki Hanada. Hideki is literally, he is a heartwarming guy. There was even times when Yuzuru was like doubting himself when he was going through these missions, and he was thinking to himself like, man, I don't know if I want to keep this up. And Hanada literally tells him, look, man, everything will be okay. I don't think I've ever seen Hideki Hanada like be in the browns of defeat and stuff like that. He is a very like good uplifting character. When the odds are stacked against everybody, he would sometimes sacrifice himself, or he would literally like uplift people by just telling him people, including Otanashi, everything will be okay, don't worry about it. But then it'll be a little bit suspect of how he would deliver his his feelings towards Otanashi, and it would make me feel like, wow, like, is he coming on to him? And even Otanashi asks him this too, like, dude, are you homosexual? Are you gay? And then it would offend Hanata, and he'll be like, hell no, dude, I'm just trying to be nice. Those moments made me laugh so fucking much. There's a lot of characters on here that really made me enjoy this whole series, including Matsushita the Fifth. I love him so much. A big overweight character that can easily be persuaded by food to do certain things and help to succeed missions and stuff like that. There's a lot of characters on this project that will really help you fully get immersed into the whole entire series. And there was not even one character that made me feel like, okay, they're unnecessary. I almost felt that way when they introduced Sheena, because she didn't say much, she didn't really express her feelings, but all that was won over just how she was executing, how she was acting towards these missions. And she was a badass character. She didn't really have to say anything, because her actions is what did most of the damn work at the end of the day. Going past the humor, now since we know about these side characters, they begin to give us even more downtime with this whole project by showing us the emotional side of these characters. When we begin to know these characters and just what they do for Yuri to help her succeed through these missions, and just try to understand how everything is in Limbo, we begin to know mostly about these side characters' history as well. Just like Hideki Hanada, how he died, and we begin to find out how Otanashi passed away, and other characters as well. And this is when we begin to feel the emotional weight towards this project, when we understand even further why they're doing what they're doing. And this anime will have you cry a lot, especially when it comes to you understanding the motivations of what got them to where they are in the first place, hoping that they would get out of this whole situation. And that's what really fucks me up too, is because when they do get out of these situations, and when they do make it to where they want to go, and when they get to the afterlife, it's like one of the biggest tear-jerking moments I've ever faced in me watching anime, especially when we get hit with this 180 of the twist when they show us what's really going on in Limbo, what Angel really is, and how Otanashi really feels with everybody else into this whole project. And when they show us this last episode, I was really bursting in tears, man. I was not ready for this. And what I like about this project is the fact that when people go to the afterlife, they don't really warn you. They just go, and I'm like, holy shit, dude. And it's realistic as fuck, dude. I was like, holy God, man, like this is crazy. And that's like the biggest thing about this project is that when they show you a lot of elemental feelings of how to express yourself towards this anime, you will laugh, you will cry, you will feel sentimental, and above all, you are going to feel very attached to these characters. Going back to the ending, I understand why people did not like the ending, because it ended like just like that. But if y'all have watched the OVA, then I guess y'all would get over it. See, with me, I've watched the ending, and I think if I didn't see the OVA, I think I'll be okay, because I am fully open to endings not always being good. I am completely aware. I feel like bad endings is more realistic than good endings, because it's like, you know, what are the chances? You know what I'm saying? But I know some people were saying that, you know what, I don't think it should have ended that way. I think it should have just ended where like both of the characters would have just, you know, went together. But it's like, no, I don't think so. I think that the ending was beautiful, man. It was like a tragedy, satisfaction, you know, and I did not mind it at all. But I think the OVA, I love the OVA, but the OVA was based on before the ending, even before everybody had their final conclusions about themselves. So the OVA was way more funnier and way more impactful. So think of it like this: the last episode will have you cry, but the OVA will wipe your tears away. That's just how I felt about it. Overall, this was a masterpiece. This anime was fucking good. I was very, very lucky to come across this project 12 years ago. Yeah, I finally knew how long it was when I watched this anime. I had to look it up. I had to go through my journal. And by me watching it again, I feel highly appreciated that I came across this project even more. And even now, I want you guys to check this anime out. You guys will not be sorry. And if y'all have watched it, leave y'all comments below. Let me know what y'all think at the end of the day. I'm going to have to give Angel Beats a legendary rating, A+. Guys, I'm sorry that I haven't posted any reviews lately. If y'all have watched my channel, y'all would know that I've came across a scam artist who was trying to leak all my information. I had to lay low for a while just so I could keep my information DL, okay? But now, since the hacker is behind bars, the hacker is locked up, because I wasn't the only one. He has been doing this shit for years, and I'm glad. So fuck you. If you able to watch this in prison, fuck you. Don't fuck with the TCT unless you're gonna bend the knee. That was so funny. Thank God for the bell, right? Anyway, that's all I have to say for today. Let me start that again. It's been a while since I did this. That's all I have to say for today. Please stay tuned for upcoming reviews and videos headed your way. This is Hugo, your critic teacher. And I hope you all have a good day.